So, this is not going to be your typical music-filled episode. We're just going to talk about some stuff.
Some deep shit, mate.
Shall I say? I'll start off like...
Set it off.
We watched a Vice documentary called The Third Industrial Revolution. It's a lecture by a gentleman called Jeremy Rifkin.
I'm going to be honest, I did no research on this gentleman, so I don't know.
Yeah, wrote the book, The Third Industrial Revolution.
His book has really good
reviews. He did say he was working with the European Union, he was working with the German government, Had that ready for you, man.
Amen. The preparation. He wrote a book called The Third Industrial Revolution, and this was him giving a lecture about, I'd say maybe over a decade on, it's probably longer than that, he wrote the book, about what's been happening. And it was just kind of sombering view on the world as it is now.
It was such a typical Vice documentary.
Yeah, and
I've never watched the Vice documentary, is that what they're all like?
The series. And it's about where the world is and where we're heading and what we need to do to not screw up.
To fix the screw up, because we have.
To fix the screw up. To not screw up further.
I was gonna say because
we're fucked already.
We're pretty fucked.
Open that window for me.
Cool.
Just hook it on there.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, on topic with this, do you want to should I do a little bit of a
maybe give them an idea of what it was talking about.
Okay,
and then we can dive in. Pause.
Right. So he started off.
I wasn't gonna pause mine.
Well, dive in. No,
I just get paranoid.
I know you're a rapper and everything.
He starts off by talking about the state of the world. That is kind of gay still.
Let's dive in.
Yeah, so he starts off by talking about the kind of state of where we are, about energy, what we use, etc.
Well, he come in deep though with that environmental issues.
Yes, just about the state.
Showing some images, showing some dead polar bears and shit, man.
Global warming, all that kind of stuff.
Having my feelings, bro.
And kind of just said, look, it's here. Like, it's here, guys. It's happening.
It's been here.
It's been here. It's been done, been here. Like, it's happening, guys. And that was the first time I kind of thought back, like, yeah, true. In school I was learning about this, man. It's still carrying on. It's kind of been here. After that, he kind of moves on to the whys, and he goes into the economy, which is crazy, which was unexpected, but yeah, should still be expected. And he starts to break down the industrial revolutions of the world.
The two revolutions, wasn't it?
Which were coal and oil.
And oil was that the second revolution?
Yeah, coal was like the first, which was the British. Oil was the second, is the Americans. And basically saying how that's changed the world.
Yeah.
And I think the first deep dive.
Do you count the agricultural revolution? Industrial revolution, because it's an industry.
But it's agricultural though.
Agriculture's been around since the beginning of man, so we can't really count that.
True. Well, I think it's a lot slower because we were doing it. We just got better at it.
I mean, what mass production of agriculture?
But then the mass production of
that
came from the industrial
oil and coal.
Yeah, oil and coal. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah. But the first thing
he used agriculture as not as an energy source.
Nah.
It was
it needs energy.
Yeah. We need to feed it energy to get energy back.
Back from it. So
take energy. Yeah.
Mad. So we're gonna go on, now. This is cool. So we really start talking about energy. But we're gonna start with the economy, which obviously segues into the whole energy calculation. What were your thoughts on how he viewed our economy and the way he kind of said it was broken? Because you're manning the markets.
Do you want to go first? Go first.
Alright, cool. You go first.
Well, what he did was just state the obvious. Like, we're in a state where we need to change. Like, it's a broken system, as he said. And the economy is stagnated. And I liked how we referred to the oil.
Yeah.
And how we had he goes, when the oil was at its rise, it stalls.
Yes.
He goes, we're at a means to an end now. We can't go further in this way of dealing with money and the economy and energy. We need to find new sources to maximise the economy then.
Yes. So, what were your views on his take on the economy?
So his take isn't anything. I mean, because his theory is quite old anyway.
Yeah.
His theory isn't new.
Yeah.
So it's a theory that's been going around for a while anyway.
Yeah.
He's right. He is right in what he's saying, because the economy definitely is hitting a point. But when he talked about theories about how quantitative easing keeps getting pumped, and he even referred to something as making subprime mortgages look like bullshit. What was it?
Energy.
The energy issue. So the way he hit home on the point of all of this stuff when he was talking about energy and the environment, that would alienate a lot of people, in the sense of people that only care about the money, and the economy, i.e. people like me.
Yeah. But did he say anything about the economy that got you, as a person that, you know, isn't too concerned with the, you know, the mass ecological problems? Did it hit you, as in, do you feel threatened in your traditional line of making money from seeing that?
Alright, me 2 years ago would have been. Yeah, me 2 years ago would have been. But so I imagine that the masses of people that watch it would feel that.
But like, because we've diversified.
Me personally,
and we'll get onto it.
For us anyway, in general,
that's a big subject.
We watched that, maybe just reaffirming why we knew, because, you know, we've discussed even on here that a recession is most definitely coming, and you can see that in the economy. Even London house prices are coming. I mean, London comes down, that gives you the idea. The second your capital city is not growing anymore. And the one funny thing about, to segue, on the property market in London, not only is it dropping, they're saying they don't think it'll ever get back.
No, to that point.
So what it was last year.
That's a peak.
That might have just been the peak. So what he's talking about things stalling and now have reached
and the fake peaks, you know, like oil hit its peak 2008, and he goes, and then we brought down the prices, and then everyone went, well, it's fucked now, so we're going to flood the market to sell as much as we can. And then kill the small competitors. And then the prices went back up, but that was fake. You killed business. You ruined businesses to get that high.
Exactly. And the whole oil thing is that, all right, so when you're trading anything, you could do something called a forward contract. Locks in a price for X amount of years. So people like Branson and them, when oil was at the $100 mark, they thought, fuck, this is getting expensive. It was a fake inflation. It was a pump and dump. They said, oh shit, it's going to carry on going. Lock me in for X amount of years. And then when oil prices started slipping a couple of years ago, they're all left holding the big bag of shit. Because oil prices are lower. They've invested so much at that price. That's why, like, air prices were going up. That's why all of these airlines are having issues.
They were so invested that they had to just push it and
you
not
see
go
how
towards the alternative sources.
But then think about from when we were in school and you'd be in like a geography lesson, and one main thing that from like 10, 15 years ago they would be saying to you is oil is running out. Oil as a fuel is running out. So we, at that point, were told about, you know, one day there'll be electric cars. Lord knows why the Prius came out though. That put me off the whole idea.
Execution was less than desirable.
We got i8 now.
We have to learn.
i8.
Yeah,
but i8.
But you got the i8 and the Teslas are crazy.
The Teslas are crazy.
But like, when you think
but
the Prius is.
But the Prius made the singular biggest difference.
To
the way we talk about motoring now.
It's true. And even when you think about that, you know, the warning was already there. And then now take it into conspiracy theory land and say, and all this time, countries were still invading others for oil. And now in OPEC meetings, Iran and Saudi are sitting there saying, well, this is how we make our money. We would like our output to remain the same way it is. When America is saying, guys, we have jacked so much oil, we can't sell. You guys have got it at a better price. Please stop. We need to sell our shit. Do you see what I'm saying? So to put it down to some of the listeners that I know come from a certain place, imagine the whole block is full of the same yayo. The same yayo. But certain man got it for cheap, and a lot of man got it really, really expensive.
Peak.
You're all selling the same quality. You're all going to have a meeting now to say, look, you got it cheaper, you hold it down for a little while. Let us shift the expensive shit. And then when we're done with it, you start shifting the cheaper shit. And the problem with that is, that starts to become, well, it is a monopolized economy, like oil markets, but then it starts taking away the monopolization. Because you can't do that anymore. Because if you bought something more expensive and I got it cheaper, you can't control me.
No, hell no.
I'm gonna sell my
If you
shit.
bought this bottle of Coke for £10 and I bought it for £1, joke's on you then.
I don't think it's- I don't
I'm gonna go do what I'm gonna do with this.
Yeah, but I don't think that really cares because I don't think it doesn't really affect them directly. By the time they're old and dead, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's true.
They've reached their
Right, and I think this is
very true.
and that's a very true point. So, I think that is such a sick example, like bringing it home, to fucking products.
It's really, it's
But yeah, but it's not
right now.
and I
It'll
think-
affect our children maybe, but
But then here we go, and this is a deeper part. So that is exactly the message he gave out. But what I found very interesting was him debunking the myth of economics as it stood until like the 1990s or early thousands. Well, yeah, early thousands at least, because we had a crash. And he's going, the economy was based on supply and demand. Yeah?
I like that little segment
Yeah?
there, yeah.
So we're all talking about supply and demand, and the assumption is, like, he quoted these guys, I didn't even write their names, I ain't gonna quote them to you, but like the fathers of economics,
to Newton as
yeah,
well,
the father of
Newton's
economics
gravity.
based his whole law of economics on the fact of no energy can be destroyed or created. The law of continuity,
Isn't the
conservation.
supply and demand theory he put forward?
Yeah, but it's based on
Isn't that
Newton's law.
like
Yeah, it's based on Newton's law.
Energy just
Energy
causes
conversation.
because the energy goes into demand, energy goes into supply.
Right, but it's based on energy conservation. That is very true, yeah? But the law that he based it on is a Newton law, and the reason he based it on Newton's law was because it was popular at the time, and it explained the laws of the universe.
Well,
So
I suppose it's something easy to relate to. Though.
it's easy to, but this is, the debunking is wild. So that law, like, depends on everything always being available, innit, yeah? So, like, there's always gonna be people that want energy, so no matter what it takes to make the energy, with supply and demand, so the economy can't break. But we know as scientists, and he said as engineers, we use that law, but the law is bigger. It's the law of conservation. It's a universal law. That there's no more energy now than there was at the beginning of time, of the Big Bang, yeah? So that amount of energy has always been conserved, but it takes different forms. And that's how we have the change. Like, I put heat out,
energy
yeah?
isn't us free right now.
Right, cool. But where the economists fucked up is that we always do as engineers, there's an efficiency, bro. Yeah? There's entropy, there's lost energy that cannot be actually usefully used. So when I walk about and I just disperse heat, that heat isn't transferred into someone else using that heat.
No,
it's just lost through me making movement. It's waste.
Yeah.
So I convert my food to energy that I walk around and I lose some in heat. And that's just lost. But it's still there in the world.
Yeah.
It's just it's not usable to people.
Well, what I say is a grey energy. The energy just
it's like grey matter. Or they go like grey matter, but it's there.
there.
Like it's just there.
It's wasted potential.
Right. So our system is based on all our calculations not having that, and that's where we're fucked. Because if we look at all the industries that have been built now, they don't care how much it takes to get the oil, as long as they're getting the oil. But we're not looking at the energy invested. They started doing carbon footprint and things, yeah? Because we clocked it like, shit, actually, this is supply and demand can't work. Because if it takes, the best example, 20 kilos of grain to grow it, to make 1 kilo of meat, which transfers into some calories for us, that economics is fucked.
It's flawed.
It's fucked.
Why are we using more energy to get this energy?
Yeah, we're using bare energy to get a little bit of use. And that is the whole way our system is built. Because it's built for convenience, not for efficiency. We didn't study efficiencies. Then he started to go through the economic systems of the world. And he's saying like, what is the average efficiency of, I think it was Germany.
Oh, they said it was something like 30%.
Nah. 17%.
No, I swear he said 30%,
Nah.
which is now.
No. 17%. Yeah. Americans peaked at something like 14%. The most efficient nation, guess who they were? It's Japanese.
Oh, but
Makes
then they
sense.
crashed. I remember you said they crashed.
But they were the most efficient at 20%. So that meant to convert into GDP and output, they did it at a rate of 20%, but they wasted 80% of the energy they used to create their output as a country. Basically, that's the peak. We peaked. That was the highest point. We are now on a downward scale from that efficiency. To survive, like very simply, in simple sentences, you need to be more efficient. You can't be less efficient than you were 10 years before and expect to survive as a population of people because you're wasting more. The shit you're wasting faster with more people.
Yeah, of course.
So you're on a fucking mad spiral. So the only way, like mathematically, to survive is to become more efficient. And that's where the predictions came from. So his job, Jeremy Rifkin, a bit more now, I'm going to give it more info, is he has been consulting with Angela Merkel the day that she became the Prime Minister of Germany. He consults with the UN, and they all have strategies going forwards for this third industrial revolution, etc. We'll go into them a bit more. But long and short of the argument is that he and Angela sat down and agreed that, with obviously Parliament, etc., Germany needs to get to an average efficiency of 40% to survive, to make it through. Bear in mind they peaked at something like 17. And they're going down.
Yeah, and the common thought of Germany is that they're actually more efficient. Than because they make up.
And they are the most efficient country in Europe.
Yeah, and in Europe.
And only Japanese are more efficient, but they're all realizing that they now need to be more.
Yeah, but I think this change is going to be inevitable because there's only so much we can stall, go back, go forward, go back, go forward.
Now that brings me on to.
It's going to change. It's going to be a slow change, but I think it's going to be a change.
So. In that, they highlighted...
I remember he's talking about China as well.
Yes,
they're doing the solar panels, the grids, they're doing the reusable energy that they're using.
So we're going to get into the energy like a little bit later, but I thought this would be a good one to pull up because this is the next thing you highlighted. What are the 3 biggest pollutants in the world? The top 3.
What did he say? He goes, meat was one of them.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the gas?
Cars
and...
No, what do you say that comes from cows?
Methane. The methane gas, but also the energy to actually produce them, slaughter them, all of that shit. To actually eat it's so pointless.
But
do you know what it is with that as well? What did... I'm trying to remember now. Did he mention the profitability to those companies?
So this is the whole thing.
Because obviously energy is one side, but then to relate to them, man.
No, but that's the whole thing. But that's the whole thing.
We're still going to make profit, right?
This is the whole thing.
Yeah. Definitely you should be killing cows anyway.
That's Hindi.
I might call my big bro Hindi.
Ooh. Listen, I'm going to eat that steak, man. Medium rare.
No, you ain't.
Listen, I'm going to come to that video shoot that steak.
Look at this guy. If you're vegan, look at this guy.
Fuck vegan life. Whoa. Even though I said it in the group chat.
But
I'm basically into this,
So like on the top cause of pollution in buildings, and that's why they're doing all the retrofitting, making them more efficient or whatever. The second highest pollutant in the world is the meat industry, not agriculture,
which
is
the
meat industry. Not grow it, and it's like so the pesticides we use.
Even the what about the pesticides, we're putting so much energy to ban this shit around the crops.
Bro, we kill bear to make something
and we make it more harmful.
Yeah, and make it more harmful
because there's good bacteria that needs to go into that crops. Yeah, like it's inevitable.
So what we do, carve out large pieces of land, make it uninhabitable to anything else on the planet, and then farm
by doing that shit.
Farm animals to kill them. And those animals, whilst we mass produce them, there's 1 billion cows in the world now, bro. There don't need to be 1 billion cows. They are farting and destroying the ozone. That is mad. On a level, we are farming ourselves.
A man said
to be killed by farts.
We've got was it 1 million or 1 billion?
1 billion.
A man said we've got 1 billion cows. And they're farting. They're destroying the ozone layer.
Bro, that's peak.
Hey, real shit. You ain't lying.
No, stupid that is,
Hey, you man are eating that fart, cuz.
We're for real.
You man
on a level.
Eating that
on
fart,
a level. When you're looking at the whole picture, it's like, but for real, we're down by farts.
Where's the lie?
But then that comes involved the supermarkets.
Right, yeah, exactly. But the whole thing is, he said it's the inability for us. And he goes, we don't even talk about that. At the big meetings where we're doing all this world planning, we don't even talk about it. We don't talk about it because people, us humans, our egos, to be at the top of the food chain, prevents us from being humble enough to go, actually, we don't need to farm.
We shouldn't be eating that much meat.
We shouldn't be eating. We don't need to, but we just like the fact that we're so powerful that we can. And he goes, that's a human. He goes, that's a human consciousness.
Look, back into the old times,
do you think? And I'm just asking you guys personally because obviously he was saying that it obviously makes more sense for people to move towards plant-based diets, and that's where he sees the future. Do you see that in the future?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So,
Do you know
why don't you?
Because we are still going to eat meat and we still have done for decades. It's just, I think we need to decrease it.
No,
Dramatically.
you know why?
Because we're not going to be fully vegetarian.
There will be.
Or what we'll do is make meat substitutes.
Right. So
which is the other path.
that's what
Yeah,
we'll do.
like corn.
100%.
No, but not even that. Because I think they can do the cloning shit as
Yeah,
well.
no, we'll
They
take
can clone actual
the
beef.
nutrients from the beef that are good for
Yeah.
us and make a synthetic type of food
No, but they'll
that
clone
feels.
yeah,
No, but
the
they won't
meat
make
itself.
They
Yeah.
won't want the real thing. The real thing, like basically, where humans gonna get to is like we like nutrition. So the way that people justify steak, a lot of people's like it's good for proteins, blah 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 blah. They'll make a fake steak that's not actually an animal.
Yeah.
With all the proteins in that tastes like steak.
Yeah.
If we get to that point, yeah.
No, bro, they do synthetic foods now that taste like stuff. The flavour
Right,
is
it's like saying,
I mean, corn's getting
no,
there.
but it's like saying, you know how bad smoking is? Are people ever going to stop smoking?
Whoa, chill out, man.
No, people
Facts,
will.
though.
No, people will.
Facts,
No,
though.
but people will.
Oh, yeah,
They'll
no, we
move
will.
on to something
We
else.
will.
Bro, we'll move on to something with not as much bad effects, but it's still not.